Welcome to the FemiNinja Project. I am your host, Cheryl Ilove, middle-aged ninja hiding in plain sight, dedicated to restoring human dignity one person at a time and helping you unleash your personal power. Discover that it's possible to look like a woman, act like a lady, move like a ninja, and think like a warrior. And remember, men are always welcome on the FemiNinja Project. Today I actually have two guests with me. And first let me introduce Karen Epps.
Yes, hello.
And Claire Maghtas.
Hello there.
And ladies, I am so excited to have you on the show. And the two of you are retired teachers.
Yes.
And you wrote a book together.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you're really good friends.
We are.
Yes.
We've been friends over 20 years, so.
And
yeah.
you're still friends after writing a book.
Absolutely, we are.
I think we're closer, actually.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with that because when I was writing my book, I could barely stand to talk to myself while I was doing it. So it's quite the journey that you two have been on. And what I really want to ask you is, you are teachers, retired teachers, and both of you knew at a very young age that you wanted to be teachers. So Karen, why don't you tell us about your story?
Well, it was, I knew basically in second grade that I wanted to be a teacher because I would play school with my brother, and my brother would always be the student, and I would always be the teacher. So it just kind of came naturally.
So did you ever put him in detention?
Yes, many times.
And of course, we came from an age, did you ever paddle him?
Yes.
Or swat him? I'm
Yes.
sure he deserved it.
Yes, he did.
And Claire, what about you? When did you decide to be a teacher? When did you know?
Right. I knew when I was in kindergarten, definitely.
Wow.
And my dad used to call me teacher.
Wow.
So it was just, I went just right along with it, and I was very comfortable in that curriculum.
Didn't you start college, though, in a nursing program?
Yes, I actually did. I was thinking of becoming a nurse, and then I thought, this isn't my goal. I never wanted to do that. I was influenced, actually, by a friend's mother. And so I decided, no, I'm getting back on my track, and changed majors to
Good for
elementary
you.
education. Yeah.
How long were you in the nursing program?
Just started, yeah.
Okay, so that was pretty early in the game.
I knew immediately, oh no, this isn't me. Yeah.
Good for you. You say that dreaming, because you're talking about your dreams.
Dreams and desires.
And you talk about that in the book and how important it is to follow your dreams and your desires. So Claire, if you hadn't followed your dream and gone into nursing and pursued that career, imagine how different your life would be.
Oh, absolutely. It would change my life. It would change the direction of my life, definitely. And my growth, growing as a person too.
And Karen, then with you, of course, you also, when you became a teacher, you became a librarian as well down the road. Is that right?
Yes, actually, I started out teaching in a parochial school.
Parochial?
And I taught first grade,
Uh-huh.
and I was the only Protestant on the staff, and my teaching partner was a nun.
Oh, really?
And then I moved to Denver and had my family and started getting back into education, and I went back, got my master's, and became a librarian, which is kind of what I always wanted to do, was be a librarian.
And then how did the two of you meet?
So we were at the same school and just became friends. And we had been teaching together for over 20 years. So we kept it going, yeah. We just clicked, yeah. We complimented each other and just became good friends.
So when you met and you became friends, did you ever imagine that you would write a book together?
Well, over the years we had talked about it when we were teaching, wouldn't it be great to write a book? And we were going in a different direction. So, but before retirement, we decided, well, okay, we need to do something else, and we didn't want a sub.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
So yeah.
So you say that the idea for your book was different. So, Karen, what were you thinking of that your book would be about before you really sat down and started to write about it and talk about it in detail?
Well, we really didn't know what our book was going to be about, other than we knew we were going to write a book that would encourage and uplift teachers. Because we knew that's the kind of book we wanted and wished we had. So we just started meditating and praying over, during lunch, and it just clicked. It came to us in a small whisper.
Well, it definitely came in a whisper in the right ear. In the right ear, so it was, oh my gosh, what is that? So I shared it with Karen. I said, Karen, this is what I heard. She said, oh, definitely, let's go for it.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. So I'm just going to really quickly say the title of your book is Teacher, You Are Enough and More. And it is a guide to uplift educators. And of course, during the course of your careers, I'm sure that you needed that time and time again and wish that you did have a guide.
We did. We really
Very much. Because it seems like in our career, they were always asking more of us. And it became very evident that this is the type book we need to write. We need to uplift, we need to encourage, and we need to support teachers.
Yes, and we need to share. We did a lot of confirmation, journal writing, and Teachers for Success, 7 few points of how to succeed, how to overcome the stress. So we thought, we need to share all of those things with our teachers.
And we put in the book some strategies.
And we're going to talk about those.
Oh, good.
So, and you did say that you meditated and you prayed on it to get, your answer and to get your direction.
Absolutely, yes.
And which is really interesting because in the beginning of your book, you include a teacher's prayer. And Karen, why is that important?
Well, I do think it's important to, set that mindset, get in that mode and get with the Lord and become close and get in that mindset where you can think logically.
Rather than all the chatter and the stuff.
Because
that
there's
gets
so
in the
much
way.
clutter out there. Get your mind focused.
Yes.
And did you want to say anything about that, Claire?
Definitely, to stay in the Word, to keep focused, and just to move on with that prayer.
Because it is so easy to get distracted.
Totally, yes. Because you have a building full of people. You have kids, parents, administrators, other teachers. So it's very important to keep focus, keep in balance, so you can give back to your students.
And once a negative force or influence comes in, it's very contagious.
Yeah, it throws
It
you
is.
off.
Yes.
So you also have in the book, and this is in the beginning, 7 steps to the process of manifesting your desires.
Yes.
And when I saw that at first, I thought, wow, you don't really think of that as a teacher. You think of a teacher just walking around with their books and their assignments and their lesson plans. So tell us a little bit about the 7 steps. Okay, Karen.
Well, we go into this very in depth in our book because we think that if you think negative thoughts, that's what you're going to get in return. So it's really important that you think positively because then that comes back to you. And so that's one of the keys is get in that, refresh your mind, get in that mindset. Think positively rather than negatively. And if you can dream it, you can become it.
Absolutely.
And we show you and tell you in the book how you can realize those dreams and desires. You can manifest them and make them come to light.
This is so serendipitous because my previous podcast was with a lady who actually is she's kind of a coach, but she focuses on helping people find their dreams and focusing on the dreams rather than their goals. So it's more about what is your heart-centered dream, so you can not only fulfill yourself, but you can give more to the community and the people that you associate with. So Claire?
So yes, definitely. You start with envisioning your goal or what you would like to achieve, and then you express it verbally, write it down, and confirm it to yourself. Also, through faith, you can receive all the desires of your heart, and that is also through forgiveness. You can go on achieving something when you really have a hardened heart. So just make sure that you have forgiven yourself and other people, so you can achieve your desires and bring them forth into reality.
And what is, there's a couple of points I wanted to make with that, but the power of the written word and writing something down.
Definitely, yes.
And why do you think that is important? What is a component of that really helps solidify your dream or your direction?
Well, it's very powerful to envision and express it verbally. So it goes through your heart, in your heart, through your mouth, and it goes through your senses, really, all the senses, your visual, auditory, writing it down and verbalizing it. Very important that it engulfs the whole spirit, your whole spirit that is connected with God.
And there is a place in the book where people can write down their desires and dreams and work through those. And there is a place for them to write it down. And once you write it down, the power of words, that's very powerful. And then you can work through that.
And the other thing that you said was to be open to receive. And that's something I think that in our society today, we are not open to that, especially as women and especially in that type of a caring profession.
Yes, absolutely. And we have written about that in our book, about receiving. Like, for example, parents write us letters telling us, thank you for helping our child. And you must receive that with thanksgiving. So very important that you receive. You give and you receive.
Excellent. And what I was really noticing in every single chapter, you include scripture.
Yes.
Experiences, confirmations, envision and expression, and my desires are. So I would really like for you to talk about each one. So why is it important, Karen, and why is it important for you as writers and as teachers to include scripture at the beginning of every chapter?
Well, we have different topics. And we take those topics and we do an introduction to them. And we back those up with scripture that kind of explains and goes in depth about that topic and supports it through scripture. The experiences are our own experiences. They actually really happen to us. And it's something that other teachers can relate to because it probably happened to them too. So, and it's important that we back up our experiences with scripture also. With confirmations, they are I ams, I am steadfast, I am in faith, those just cement it in their minds. The envision and expressing is another way to
visualize. Yes, to envision what you would like to accomplish. And so you're bringing forth that desire.
And then your desires are. So that kind of just wraps the whole thing up. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then you write them down. And then not just wait for them, but keep them in mind because you're heading in that direction. And make sure you can write them even on cards and put them around your classroom or your home, what you would like to achieve.
Your refrigerator.
Refrigerator,
On your
absolutely,
mirror
on the
in the
mirror.
morning.
Oh, that's really a good one
So
too.
you see it when you wake up in the morning, you're putting your makeup on, and there it is.
And you see it again when you're brushing your teeth
Yes.
at night
Yes.
before you go to bed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's beautiful. Perfect. So, you do address an incredible amount and wide variety of topics in your book. 57 to be exact.
Yeah.
So they're
Yes.
in each chapter.
Yes.
And I'm just going to throw out a few of them because there are so many of them and really fascinating. You talk about, and this is including, but certainly not limited to, obedience, the receiving. We've already talked about that. Critical spirit,
Yes.
and grieving,
Grieving, absolutely.
healing. You talk about marriage. You talk about even like diet and dieting, and so many different
Right.
things. I mean, you really covered the
A lot,
entire
yes.
package.
Yes.
We talked about
Yes.
abundance, forgiveness, and that is so important. You can't
is.
move forward unless you forgive.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive yourself and other people so you can make the change in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that's, so we talked about fruitfulness, also abundance. We talked about how to increase our salary and
okay.
how to take classes or
Get ready for retirement.
get ready for retirement.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Just really
And over the
important.
years, students have gotten in touch with us when they're graduating. We have attended their celebrations
Oh,
and
nice.
graduations.
We
So,
have. Yes.
so just
So how did you come up with the topics? I mean, did you just start writing them down until you came up with a list that you felt was complete?
yes.
They really came to us, and as the different topics came to us, we started doing research. We did
Oh, okay.
tons of research
Yes.
Uh-huh.
on the different topics, and as we did research on this topic, then more topics would come up,
Oh,
and
I
so
see.
it just kept
Yeah,
evolving.
we talked about making a difference, and we're always so busy teaching every day, and we forget that we are making a difference, and that teachers are the foundation of our society. They are the cornerstone of our society.
They are.
Very good. Okay. So when you did start your writing process with the two of you, did you have, okay, this is your assignment and this is my assignment and then we'll get together and compare notes, or did you actually sit down the two of you together and hash it out that way?
Actually, we did. We talked about the format, we discussed the format, and what types of scripture we wanted to choose. We chose them all together. Everything
yeah.
was totally together.
Yeah, we wrote it totally together.
And it took you how long to write the book?
About 2 years and a half.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years. And right now we're at a stage where we're promoting it and we're trying to get it off the ground. So.
When did the book publish?
October 23rd, 2018.
Oh my goodness, so it's pretty brand new.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. It's pretty brand new. And what we have found to be the most challenging is the business side of writing, the promotion.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
And it's the problem, I think, of every author, especially a new author, and when they have something that they really want to get off the ground, and they have some fantastic ideas to share with people, which you do. I mean, this is a really wonderful book. It's a beautiful book and beautifully written, but it's like, how do I get this out into the world? And I remember when I was writing my book, my first one, and I would see all the time, oh, once the book is written, then the real work begins. And I thought, that can't possibly be true. And then my book was published, and it was like, this is a whole lot of work trying to promote this thing.
Right.
So how are you promoting it?
Through our website, we are doing festivals and all kinds of different
Marts.
venues and
selling it
marts.
at different marts. And we are doing
a retreat.
A retreat, yes.
We're doing a retreat at a Victorian tea house in Georgetown on March 30th from 12 to 2:30, and we are speaking on the keys to success and bringing forth your desires and dreams. And are also going to be signing our book.
Uh-huh.
We also have a radio interview coming out shortly.
Yes, the 23rd.
Jerry Fabianic.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's got Writer's Talk is the name of his show.
Yes.
And so if anybody of my listeners, if you're interested in hearing their interview with Jerry, and Jerry is a fabulous person.
27th.
He is one of my closest friends. You can go to the website. It is the Big Horn Book Club. And so if you go to the Big Horn Book Club, you can hear a lot of different authors and their interviews. I was interviewed by Jerry a couple of years ago, and he's just a fantastic person and a great interviewer. So that's something you could find Claire and Karen on that. And, the other thing is, your book, I know that your target audience or your fan club is teachers, right?
Right.
But I read this book and I look at it and it's like, no, I see this as a guide to life and any kind of profession. And especially what hit me, like a ton of bricks, first of all, was I wish I had something like this when I was a respiratory therapist. Because that was my first career, and I was really young, 20 years old, when I saw my first patient. And unlike you, Claire, I did 2 years of prerequisites before I even saw my first patient in my third year of college. By that time, I had already invested 2 years, and it's like, holy cow, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it was a very tough situation to be in, seeing a lot of people who are dying and very ill and the things that I had to do. So this book really would have helped me. So I was like, healthcare providers would really be able to benefit from this book. But then I was thinking every profession, especially those who are in the service.
Right, working with the public.
In that way, teaching or caring for them. I'm not sure if Wall Street would really care about this that much, but it's wonderful. It's basically tools for life.
Yes.
It's character traits, which is, in the Bible it says about the fruits of the Spirit, and those fruits of the Spirit are character traits. So we took a lot of those as well and put them in here. Self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. Kindness, gentleness, joy.
Integrity.
Yeah, integrity is one. And we talked about values.
And that's the thing, the Spirit is what really resonated with me. And when I met the two of you up in Georgetown for the Christmas Book Nook Market that Jerry had hosted. And we talked a lot about spirit because as a martial artist, that's the basis of everything that you do. And people think that martial arts or the warrior spirit is fighting and warfare, and that's not true. It is a compassionate heart, and it's really
keeping in balance.
Yeah,
it's very important.
Absolutely, and
renewing your mind
and protecting yourself
Yes.
against some of the negative forces that you're exposed to when you are doing the teaching. And
definitely,
there was another phrase that one of you said, I think both of you said it at the very beginning before we even began recording, and two words that were just, I think, the epitome of your book and your message, and that is goodness and light. See, I didn't
goodness
forget.
And light and
how about my brain?
refreshing yourself and encouragements, all of those, definitely goodness and light. And you want to stay there. You want to keep balanced.
Yes, definitely.
So now that you are published authors, and do you have any other books in mind?
Yes,
You do.
we are currently working on our second book.
Congratulations.
And we have other books in the works too. Yes, we are working on a book work study.
Oh,
book.
excellent. And so would that be kind of like a companion book to this one, or?
Yes.
Yes,
definitely,
yes. And we are also working on a smaller book.
And
Kind of like a handbook?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
And
like-
it's called Daily Nuggets of Wisdom.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
And when do you anticipate that being out?
In about a year.
About a
or
year.
so. And we also writing about something similar to this, but more backing it up with famous quotes.
Oh.
Instead of scripture, so it can be more versatile and where it can reach every teacher.
Uh-huh.
And we also would like to write a children's book in the future.
Oh.
Yes, that is our goal.
Yes.
Well, I really have faith in the two of you that you can get it done, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful. And I believe that there is at least one book in each and every one of us. And would you like to talk about that? Because, oh, my retired librarian friend over here, I know how precious books are, to everybody, or at least, and, especially then as teachers and librarians.
Yes, one of the reasons why I became a librarian was because I love to read, and I love to read children's books to children. And I actually wrote a children's book years ago, and it was in the process of being published locally, and the publishing company went out of business. So that was just kind of dropped. So yes, definitely want to get back into writing children's books. There's several in us.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And who published your book?
Morgan and James.
Yes.
Morgan
James
Publishing Company.
Okay.
In New York.
Oh, okay.
And they have been really great to us. They're super to work with.
Wonderful. So how can people get a hold of your book?
They can go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble online, Books A Million, Powell's, Chapters Indigo, IndieBound. They can go to any of those websites, but they can also go to our website and they can order from any of those places on our website.
Okay, and Claire, remind us again, tell us the title of the book and the subtitle.
Yes, the title of the book is Teacher, You Are Enough and More, A Guide to Uplift Educators. And it's been very encouraging to write this book. It's been like a Bible study.
It has been. Yes.
It just improved our faith and just made us stronger as spiritual beings, and we just love writing it.
We would love to hear from our friends out there, teachers and other people. They can leave messages for us. We have a blog on our website. They can read our blog. They can go in and leave us messages, and we always get back to people. They can email us. We encourage feedback because that's how we get better.
And our website is Maghtas, Epps, authors.com. So
and
they
that
can
will
go
be
there.
posted on the podcast so people can click onto that, but say it again.
It's Maghtas, Epps, authors.com.
Okay, and Maghtas is spelled?
Maghtas.
And Epps is spelled?
EPPS.
Okay, and how else can people connect with you? Because I really think that this is a conversation that would be wonderful to keep going and to hear comments, and we do get comments on the podcasts.
And they can also email us at
cmaghtas and andkepps@gmail.com.
Okay.
And we have Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter and
LinkedIn. Are you on Instagram?
Not yet.
Okay. So what else, what take-home message can you leave with our listeners?
We want people to dream big, and realize their dreams because you can become your dream.
Yes, absolutely. You can become your dream, and you can go even further, even more than that.
Well, apparently you both have.
Yes.
And are you doing then speaking engagements? Are you available for that?
Yes, we are available to do workshops for teachers or anyone out there.
Speaking engagements.
We speak at conferences. We'll speak, church groups. We'll speak just about anywhere people are interested in what we have to say about dreaming big and realizing your desires, and topics such as kindness and integrity and respect. Yes, we do.
And
would
when
love
you empower yourself, you pass it on to your students and to your school community, and you can change the world with your abundance of spirit.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So that's excellent. I am so excited that you ladies were with me today, and you truly embody the message of spirit and fulfilling your dreams and staying positive
Yes.
and just staying true to your path.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you
Absolutely.
so much for being here. So
Well,
thank you, Karen.
Thank you so much for inviting us. We really had a good time.
Are you surprised?
Yes. No, not really. Yes.
And Claire, thank you.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. It's been a pleasure.
We really had a good
Yeah.
time with you too. So good luck with the book. I know it's going to do well. You have a fantastic message. And listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. As always, please leave your comments, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to have you connect with Karen and Claire because they are really two amazing ladies. So just remember to stay focused, stay positive, and keep the spirit, because that is the way of the FemiNinja. And that's a wrap on another episode of the FemiNinja Project. Thank you so much for listening, and remember, be safe, be strong, and until next time, bye now.